It's just, I was not expecting to do it so soon. Good morning from my Krankenhaus. Krankenhaus? I don't know. Nächste Haltestelle, Königstraße. That's about all I know in German. Random little side story. I used to live in Hamburg for a couple of months doing modeling stuff many, many years ago. So I kind of memorized the stops on the train and everything. Funny little story, because I couldn't read. This was before the days of having like Google Translate at your fingertips. So I would be at the train station trying to get tickets for the train, and I wouldn't know which one to pick because I couldn't read anything. So I would get in trouble sometimes by the police. So by the end of it, I just would pick the most expensive ticket just to cover my ass. And I apparently picked the one with like one person and then three children. And they'd look at it and kind of look around like, where are the three children? Anyway, I finally got a walk in today after 2 days on mostly bed rest because my SPD was flaring up pretty bad. Last night, I did wake up feeling my hips just do this really big, like, ka-chunk. And then I felt weirdly better this morning. So I was like, all right, may as well get up and go on a walk. But let me tell you, it was not bad having a couple days in bed because I ended up binging some 80s films, 80s and 90s films, and not the good ones with like the Brat Pack. These were like childhood. Does anybody remember the production company called Feature Films for Families? I watched a bunch of those, like Buttercream Gang and Rigoletto, Split Infinity, a couple other On Our Own. Oh my god, that one's the worst. But so wholesome yet so bad. You know what I mean? It definitely felt like I was transported back to being like 9 years old, and it was just kind of fun for a couple of days to do that. So on the agenda today, Kameron is leaving work early. He has to go do the final walkthrough at our old apartment and sign the documents for, we're done with this place. Y'all can take over. And then he's gonna come here and spend the evening with me, spend the night. We're probably gonna watch more movies and just try to have a nice, normal Friday night sort of date-ish, if that's possible. I know he's gonna bring us some takeout, and we haven't decided yet. It might be sushi, fully cooked, don't worry, because that sounds so good. Been on this low fat thing forever, and I actually asked them yesterday. I was like, do I have to stay on this? And they're like, yeah, just because of the situation. You're free to get whatever you want outside of the hospital, but for our purposes, we're gonna keep you on the low fat. So that's fun. One of my nurses actually, she was like, I think the hospital food caused your gallstone. And I was like, maybe. So switching gears here to a bit more serious of a topic. We are approaching 32 weeks gestation this weekend on Sunday, and I had a little talk with the team here and there, just things to expect moving forward now that we're at 32 weeks this weekend. One of those things being that on Monday, I should be receiving my second round of steroids for baby boy's lungs. And I don't know if they're gonna start this then or do it later, but I know they're going to want to do continuous monitoring at some point. So at some point in the journey towards doing an induction, they're going to want to put me on the monitor 24 hours a day, just to make sure that he's, happy in there and everything's still going smoothly. I will be getting off of my low dose aspirin, which makes me a little bit nervous, just because it does, thin the blood and get more oxygen to my baby. So the thought of coming off of it does make me nervous, even though there was no indication of any kind of like clotting issues. All my tests came back normal. It's just still, I was nervous starting it at 12 weeks, and now I'm nervous that I'm going to have to come off of it, but obviously I have to, because you can't have blood thinners in your system when you deliver, because they don't want you hemorrhaging. Then the kicker that was a lot to take in for me. Last night we were discussing the plan as far as when to induce, and they're really wanting to do it at 34 weeks. I was really hoping to get to like 36 if possible, but they were telling me that 34 weeks is the goal in the US to get to with these PPROM babies, because that's when the majority of the organs are like mostly fully developed and the brain's fully developed, and they will have a much better time coming out at 34 weeks and being able to feed and everything and being able to breathe, especially with the help of the steroids and all that. I do know that I read that for other countries the protocol's different. You can go full term in other countries, it seems like, but for them, basically what they're saying is that the risk of infection after 34 weeks starts to outweigh the benefits of keeping the baby in longer. Essentially, they would rather you give birth to a premature baby who's healthy versus a full-term baby who's sick. It just makes me nervous, because I know that 34 weeks would pretty much guarantee a NICU admission. And I don't know, just some of the images I've seen of babies in the NICU just makes me really nervous. But I did seek out some guidance on my PPROM group on Facebook, and a lot of mamas delivered at 34 weeks, and it seemed like the average NICU time was maybe 2 weeks. And most of them, the babies, especially when they had measurable fluid, were okay with breathing. Like, they didn't need assistance with breathing. It was mostly just, all right, get the baby a little bit fatter, help the baby learn to eat, blah, blah, blah. I did see where one mother delivered at 35 weeks and her baby went home in 48 hours. So I want to see if there's a possibility for us to compromise and maybe go to 35 weeks, just because, I don't know, the whole NICU thing makes me nervous. I know it shouldn't, because this is a level 4 NICU, and that's the highest you can get in the country. So they will take care of him, excellent care of him. So I know that, but it's just between having a full-term stillbirth and then a complicated pregnancy and then possibly this NICU time, it's just not not at all how I expected life to go, but that's life, right? So after, discussing that I really would prefer to go a little bit longer if possible, because there is a mama in one of these other rooms that PPROM'd at 24 weeks, and she is now approaching like 36, 37 weeks. So I know that it's possible to go longer. I think she is on continuous monitoring though, because I hear it in the other room. Yeah, it's a lot to think about, weighing the pros and the cons, and I do agree that an earlier healthy baby would be better than a more fully developed sick baby. So they said, once we get to 34 weeks, let's take it day by day. Let's keep you monitored, and I think they started upping my temp and my vitals and stuff, because I just noticed they've been coming in a lot more often. So it's starting to get to the point where like, all right, we're getting close. Let's keep a closer eye on everything. After I got through the initial like shock of you could be having your baby in the next 2 to 3 weeks, I am feeling more confident because this is such a good hospital with such a good NICU. It's just, I was not expecting to do it so soon. I thought I had like at least a month left, but we'll see. I mean, if we do take it day by day after the 34-week mark, maybe we can get a little bit further and a little bit further, as long as he's happy and content in there and healthy. And I just want what's best for my son, and I don't always know exactly what that is. And I trust my team, but I do want them to work with me on, trying to go a little bit longer if we can, as long as it's safe to do so. Other than all that load of information, we will be doing another check on his amniotic fluid on Tuesday. And then I don't know if they're going to do this on Tuesday or if they'll do it a different day in the week, but I think they're going to do another growth scan just to check on his growth for, fetal well-being and everything, because we do want him to still be growing. So I think he has, definitely, though. He definitely feels a lot bigger. And last night my night shift nurse came and she's like, that belly's looking a lot bigger than the other day. I'm like, yep, I definitely feel it. So I'm starting to feel like the stretching around the belly button, like the skin starting to hurt a little bit. But yeah, keep growing, buddy. Tomorrow, Cameron's actually going to do some vlogging at home after he gets home from hanging out here with me. He's going to film the cats and just some various things that he's been going through while I've been over here in the hospital. And then he's going to pack little man's hospital bag. So that should be fun. I pretty much have everything I need and more in my room at the moment, but we don't have anything for the baby for, any of that. I don't know, can I give him clothes to wear in the NICU, or does the NICU not allow outside stuff? I don't know. But I would love to have some of his things here. Just get some cute little pictures if he's, well enough to do that after he's born. His little swaddles and stuff that I made. And yeah, real curious to see how big he is. We did get a couple of preemie sized things just in case. Excuse me. Hoping that he'll be nice and big though. Anyway, lunch is about to get here, so I think I'm gonna pick up vlogging again once Kameron gets here this afternoon, so I will see you then. Alright, thank you, sir. Oh man, this is gonna be so good. My God, you've prepared a feast, Jones.
Yes.
Nobody's gonna get that movie reference. Oh girl. All right, let's get into our sushi booth. Oh my God. The beauty. The beauty. My edamame don't wiggle wiggle. Faux show. I'd like to see you drizzle drizzle some mo. I don't know. Why, thank you. You smell like sushi.
You smell like sweetness. Stop yelling at me.
You're crushing me.
Good.
Well, I think that's gonna be it for this vlog. We're gonna watch a movie, right?
Yes. Until
next time, when Kameron will take over
Yes.
And show you all the cats, because everybody wants to see the cats.
See the cats in the garden, how much it's grown.
Oh, yeah. And some flowers that are blooming.
Mm-hmm.
And then packing little man's hospital bag.
Oh, yeah, I gotta do that.
Yeah. Anyway, see you next time. Bye.